This isn't worth $2,200. Like, I'm not going to loan you the money and then drive home with her.
Uncomfortable.
I've had so many encounters with recycler guys calling them Thursday night, putting stuff in the recycler, getting calls from the guy, meeting him out in the curb, meeting him in the parking lot, like just crazy interactions with strangers you met over the phone.
It's not even Craigslist. It's just Craig.
It's just Craig, and you're going to meet him. And
you're going to meet Craig.
They're like, all right, I'll meet you in the Zodi's parking lot at noon on Monday. And you're like, which Zodi's? The one in Reseda?
The one by Federated.
Oh, Federated? Okay, is that next to Licorice Pizza? No, there's a Marshall's out that way, too, I think. Yeah, all right. Or there's an Orbox. I think they sell women's clothing. But we'll just meet you by some defunct store somewhere, and we'll just be in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'll be the guy with the salt and pepper and the beard who's pacing, looking angry.
You had to describe yourself.
Right, you had to describe yourself, and then you'd have to tap the guy on the shoulder and stuff, and then you'd get into these street negotiations.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I sold a truck or two on Craigslist. You know, you just get the weirdest calls, and then try to talk you down. It's like, I don't know if it's worth that. It's like, all right.
My greatest.
Is $100 going to make that much of a difference to you?
It's. I've told the story, but I haven't told it to Chet Waterhouse. But the greatest is
brother,
the Armenian guy who clearly runs a used car lot.
Yeah.
But he says he's buying it for his daughter who's going off to college. Like, she wants an 84 Nissan standard bed truck to go off to college. No worse vehicle than that.
Apparently in Sarajevo.
That's right.
Goes to school.
And also the tell is the recycler would come out Thursday morning, but he would call Wednesday night. So he knew somebody. He's a car dealer. He had some in at the recycler because the stuff had to get printed and then distributed to all the 7-Elevens throughout the Southland.
Probably give the guy $20.
7 a.m. You could get it. You could get it 7 a.m. Thursday morning. But if you knew someone who worked at the printing place, maybe you get your hands on one at 10 o'clock Wednesday night.
And an inside source.
So he'd call Wednesday night, and he'd have the thick Armenian accent. And then at some point he'd meet you over there, over at the apartment. And this guy just was walking around my truck. I bought an aftermarket primered fender and replaced it with the one that bashed in on the house. And I did it myself. And he's trying to talk me down. He's like, who would replace this fender? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, whoever did it should have their hands cut off. And then I was like,
okay.
I was like, well, that's a little harsh. And he's like, look at the gap. Look at the space. This doesn't fit at all. Like, he's trying to get me down.
Sure.
And at a certain point, I was getting pissed off at the guy, and he just kept beating it up. And like, my feeling is the truck is $6,000 new at the time. I'm asking $2,200. Yeah, there's a scratch in the door. It's a used truck. That's why you're getting it this price.
You can get one brand new.
And I had this funny exchange with him, and and he just said, what is the least you will take for this? Bottom line, like, I'm tired of wasting time. Like, what is the least? And I said, what is the most you will pay for this truck? And he went, couldn't possibly go over $17,500. And I was like, all right, well, thanks for coming out. And he goes, wait. And I go, what? And he goes, what is the least? And I said, it's not lower than $1,750. So see you.
You haven't met the reserve.
And he kept going, but wait. And I kept saying to him, is $1,750 the most you can possibly pay for this car? And he goes, not the penny more. And I was like, okay, well then we're done.
Good day.
And he kept going, but wait, come back. What do you mean? And I said, you can't go a penny over $1,750. Not one. I said, okay. But my lowest isn't that. So you can't go a penny. And he was so fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
But I looked at it as pretty logical. Like, he kept saying, not a penny over.
You weren't doing the dance.
No.
Well, these are the guys who watch Telly Savalas.
That's right.
That's right.
And get their whole Uber from him. I love that whole, you're right, it should be the Booth by the Bathroom Club.
That's exactly what it is.
Who tolerates you, baby?
In Israel, there's a thing called a shuk, which is basically, the flea market, the open air market. And when we went, it was 20.
Shuk.
And
Perfect.
it's a shuk. You should get shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
And, they'd say, like, how many shekels, whatever. And they'd tell you, and you go, okay. And they would just start laughing like dumb American. That's not part of the conversation. Is the haggle.
I got to
look
tell
like
you,
an idiot.
I have an employee who's Armenian.
Oh, no.
And I know it comes with a lot of baggage, but here's the upside.
Quite a confession.
His name is Shunt. He's over at the other shop. And when you go find some trailer or some part or some car or something online, it's like, what's the guy asking? He's asking $7,000 for the whole work table and the welding and the bench. And then I go, okay, go at it. Go to it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Can't
I don't know.
either.
I don't have that gear, that gene,
No,
whatever they're
neither do
asking. That's either
That's
I
the
want it
price.
at that price or I don't. He'll go at it. He's got that. And look, God, God damn, you should talk to Garagos in here. He's insane. He doesn't get paid. Look, half the stuff he gets paid in diamonds and watches and stuff. Like he gets paid in jewelry and candelabras and stuff. It's not all getting
That's
checks,
hilarious.
you know. I mean, there's a whole Armenian world out there that we just don't.
Yeah.
We're not prepared
No.
for. This
No.
is no different than the coronavirus. We don't have an immunity built up to it.
That's right.
The guy's blowing cigarette smoke in your
Yeah,
face
sure.
and talking your truck down, and you're like, I'm panicking. I don't know what to do.
They've all got smelters in their garage.
Yeah,
Take
they've got
hard,
ingots, and they're
heavy
melting
metal.
down. Did you find the Bank
Belt
of Hoven?
buckles.
It must have been around in the early 90s.
It was. So the only thing I'm seeing, there's not a ton about it on the internet, but it's from 91, 92.
That would have been the time I got my first credit card.
It's out
when
of
I was
South
like
Dakota.
29.
It is now Plains Commerce Bank. It was one of the nation's biggest secure card merchants. It charged 21% on any credit balance outstanding for more than 25 days, $39 annual fee, $69 application fee. If you go over your credit limit for over 25 days, an additional $15 settlement charge.
And what would they give you? How much credit would they give you on 500? The thing about securing it, like you'd go, well, I'll just secure it for 500 and then I can buy a $500 mountain bike. No, you cannot. They give you a much lower one than that. But I still stand by the investment of that mountain bike. That baby still it's worth 10 times.
Still bring me joy.
So to open
rode
the
it
savings,
twice.
to open one of the savings account, you need $380 to $2,500 on deposit, and the amount of your deposit equals your credit limit.
Oh, it does now. Is that now?
No, that was in 91.
You could get. I didn't.
They may have taken a look at you.
They did some profiling.
might have.
They didn't give me. Well, how do they work in all the penalties and stuff if you spend it right to that limit?
Yeah,
like,
there's nothing
don't
else to
pay
do.
them. You know.
I don't know, but let me ask you this: what was the advantage of putting down $500 to get a $500 credit limit?
There's no advantage.
There's no advantage.
I did not.
What was the sales pitch?
I could not.
You don't have credit.
I could not get a regular credit card. I would not. I couldn't. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Apply or get approved?
Not apply.
Approved,
Approved. Yeah,
yeah.
I kept saying apply too. I could not get approved.
Oh, to build up. Okay, so this is to build up credit.
Yeah, nobody wants this.
I was going to say, because why would you give them
Nobody.
$500?
No,
It's collateral.
and
It's
also
just strictly collateral.
Yeah, you pull out. You're out on a date. You pull out the Bank of Hoven credit card. You're not getting a blowjob that night. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a buy-in at a bad poker game. Is what it is.
Yeah. Like the chick you're with is like, I heard of
chance of
platinum and I've heard of gold, but bamboo is that actual
Really?
credit?
Yeah.
What's a veneer? It's a veneer.
Your card is bent. How did that
I
happen?
forgot my cat needs a shot. I have to go. It has to be now.
Well, I could if that shot is under $381, I can I'll gladly put that on my secured credit card at
it's
Bank
fine.
of Hoven.
I got it, but no, if I don't do it in the next 17-minute window, my cat's going to die. Thanks for appetizers, main course.
Oh, you
and
ordered
dessert.
an appetizer? I'm not approved. I'm not approved for appetizers. Hey, it cuts Coke with the best of them.
Excuse me, sir. Your Players Club card didn't go through either.
Oh, did my diners? Where's my Bank of Hoven? Let me get my Swatch keychain of credit cards that I can pull off.
That's what we used to call in the Midwest an ice scraper. The Bank of Hoven card. When you didn't have your ice scraper in the back seat and rain froze on your windshield, you'd haul that baby out and just go at the windshield.
The Bank of Hoven. All right. We will, let me hit Pepsi here, and then we'll get on with Chet Waterhouse. Pepsi, everyone. It's New Year. It's all up on us now. Everyone's made their resolutions, and mostly involve working out or meditating or quitting something or peeling back on some activity. That's fine. But Pepsi wants to usher in a different decade. Encouraging everyone to do a little something they enjoy as well. Be unapologetic. I love it. I love racing the cars. Yeah, it costs a little money, burns a little bit of fossil fuel, but you know what? I like it. I'm worth it. So I work hard, and I take care of my New Year's rezos. But once in a while, crack yourself a Pepsi and take care of yourself, would you, baby? Pepsi. That's what I like. All right, Chet Waterhouse is coming up next. And I think we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with that right after this.
This podcast is brought to you by Shopify and Apt2B and Swallowtail Tea and Flex Watches and actually a million other businesses. Why so many? Because we're sponsored by Shopify and they do everything they can to support the independent businesses on their platform. So they included them in the sponsorship. You may have heard of a little scrunchy company called Do Edit. Anyone? Well, those scrunchies on your wrists or your hair, and those barrettes and headbands too, of course, are brought to you by Shopify, which makes it so easy to start, grow, and scale your business like we're doing it together. God, I love my puns. See all the ways Shopify is supporting independence at shopify.com/independence. That's INDEPENDENTS. Shopify, supporting independence.
Hi, welcome to Metro by T-Mobile.
Hi, my dad is in serious need of an upgrade.
Yeah, my phone's a fossil.
He needs a new phone and a new network stat.
Well, when he switches to Metro, he can get an amazing iPhone 7 with HD Retina display for just $99.99 after ID validation.
Wow, $99.99?
Bye-bye, fossil.
Requires porting of eligible number not currently active on T-Mobile network or active on Metro in past 90 days. With validation of ID. An independent database limit 4 per account/household. 32 gigabyte model only. See store for details and terms and conditions.